Kina, we're just going to wrap this up, and I think what we want to do is just finalise our big discussion of the national picture, but also look towards what's been released this morning with a list of the Gauteng Provincial Executive Council. We'll put it back on screen. If you haven't seen it yet, have a look. These are some of the names that have come out. In fact, this is the comprehensive list. We see a couple of names missing off of that list, but you may note something like Parks Tau is not there, Barbara Creasy's not there, but remember, I think that opens them up for a position on national. And that's something we need to keep in mind. I mean, Parks Tau, Barbara Creasy, what do you think their future holds?
I think those two, their future is bright.
Yeah.
And they are kind of hardworking individuals. And we have seen it in the past. And so possible they've been earmarked for better position than the provincial one.
Ministerial, do you think? Do you foresee
possible
anyone?
Deputy to Parks, maybe to Barbara. It might be a ministerial one. You see, but also the most interesting thing is Lebu going to the Department of Human Settlement.
So that's Lebogang Maile.
Precisely. And, you know, is being one of those who have been grouped as those who belong to the so-called, inverted commas, Alex Mafia. And currently, if you understand that in Alex, there is that particular dispute that is happening between the ratepayers as well as the landowners. And so it will be very interesting to see how is he going to navigate this, because his brother is also being alleged that he is part of those who really misconduct that particular funding for Alexandra Renewal Project. And so how is he going to manage to navigate those troubled waters in Alexandra? It will be very interesting. And also, I think David Makura, he made a very wise choice by returning Jacob Mamabula as an MEC for transport, because the guy is a hard worker and he's got a very clean slate in his department. Remember him in the human settlement as well as in DID. He went to these departments and he put a proper structure on governance, and to a certain extent he arrested some of the corruption that was happening in that. And moreover, without SACP in Gauteng, I don't think that the ANC was going to score the victory in the past election. And now we're going to local government election where they need to return Setswana as well as Johannesburg. And so the role of SACP is very crucial.
Yeah. Dr. Khosienso Ramagopa also making his return there. We'll know that he was he disappeared after 2016, after we know the municipal elections, and we saw him sort of taking a back seat. He was the city of Tshwane mayor, and he took over there. But here he is now, MEC for Economic Development, Agriculture and Environment.
I don't think that he took a back seat. He was forced to take the back seat.
Oh, indeed, he was forced to take it. But here he is, back with a very key position.
And so I think here, if you look at it, they were trying also to balance the regions of Gauteng, because it's very representative, except the so-called Val is not seen here. But I think they were trying to balance the so-called the regions of Gauteng to accommodate everyone, but also the Combi Court.
I really want to talk about the Faith
I think, remember that he's part of the Women's League, and so he's the Faith Mutambi of the so-called Gauteng, and so I don't think that they had any other option after this 40-60 kind of directive from national to say, if the premier is a male and then the cabinet is supposed to be 60 women and 40 males. And so I think that's how she managed to be in that particular position. But also his role in the Women's League, they could not afford to do away with her. And so
there's her name, Faith Mazibuko.
Yes.
Remember threatening her staff. It was an audio that was leaked, just to remind you of that. And it was the combi rants that I suppose they were called at that stage. Well, there'll be much more analysis on this, but again, thanks so much for talking to us. I know that you wanted to raise one issue before we let you go, is what's happening with the mayor in Newcastle, Mayor Mahlaba. Talk to us about this and these threats between Police Minister Pillay and the mayor. What's happening there?
That's a very sad situation in that particular province of KwaZulu-Natal, where a mayor can go public and confront the Minister of Safety, Peggy, the Minister of Police, and even went to say he is responsible for his demise. You get, I mean, he even mentioned that he is nothing except that he's just a cowboy. You get, I mean, and he's not even scared of him. And it raised a lot of question about the role of Peggy in that province. Why I'm saying that? Remember that during the elections, our own president was moving around with the mayor. And the mayor is out of bail. He's out on bail.
Out on bail. And a reminder for them, he's facing 4 charges of murder.
Precisely. And our president was moving around with him. And then the question that we were worried as the citizen, is the president overlooking the allegations, the bail, and how is he, the president, relate to the current minister? What kind of message he is sending to the minister to be seen that he is moving around with someone that the other department, his own government, sees the person as someone who's a perpetrator of such kind of crime. And so also it put Peggy in a very spotlight about his political allegiance in the province, whether is he there trying to resuscitate his political upward mobility, or is there really to execute the constitutional duties of his ministry?
All right, let's leave it there. Interesting analysis as always. Thank you very, very much for being with us. Your bet, you think we'll have that cabinet list by today?
I think because the standoff in Gauteng has been is melting, maybe we might hear the cabinet ministers, unless also if the issue of minerals and energy is solved.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wait and see. Xolani, as always, thanks very, very much for joining us here on Morning Live, giving us some analysis of the political atmosphere right now. Xolani Dube. Let's now quickly take a break. We'll bring you some traffic and sport after this. Stay tuned.
The SABC News